Hey everybody, it's hump day. What about that? And man, talk about sliding in sideways. I just slid in sideways. Coffee is the most important part of this show. Well, other than Phillips. But, had to have the caffeine, the second cup. Pretty good too. And I thought I was in trouble. So I have a carry machine. So I left it on when I made my first cup, which I hardly ever do, but I left it on for a reason, right? So right before the show, I slide in there and throw me another one in. Come on. So when I went back, when I took the dog to go get my second cup, I go in there and Tammy had turned my coffee pot off. So, but I still made it. It was still must have been warm. So anyway, we got a few in here already. By the way, if you missed last night's show, all I can say is Jerry Holly took over. He was the star of the show. If you need a little bit more motivation to go back and watch last night's show, go to the community tab. There may or may not be photos of the scene of the crowd. So if you missed the show last night, we had a pretty good crowd. I mean, we really had a crowd last night. We had fun. Traveling Robert come in on the chat last night, and that was a blast. And we just laughed the whole night. And I, the big dummy, we went on a few minutes early. So if you've never run a live stream on the host side, on the host side, so we have the screen, we can control who comes and goes, all right? And then we have a live counter. It tells us how long we've been live. It also tells us how many people is in the chat. So, are watching. They don't have to be in the chat. They could just be watching. So the big dummy me, I know that we're on for an hour and a half on Tuesday night. So like an hour, 28, 29 minutes, I'm rushing us off, forgetting that we went on about 7 minutes early. So we actually went off about 6 or 7 minutes early last night because I was watching the timer and not the actual clock. So but anyway, that's real easy to do, by the way. I've done that more than once. I've actually come on late and run me bad late before. Run over on Johnny's Journey one night doing that. But anyway, let's see what we got in here. Of course, my phone will start ringing when we start the show. My phone is linked to my laptop for some odd reason, so when it rings, it shuts my computer down and brings up the phone. So anyway, let's see who's in here. Happy Place Camping, Texas Family Camping. By the way, if y'all missed that live yesterday, you missed one of the girls. Both of them might have danced before it was over with, but one of the girls dancing all night. She stole the show. So if you missed that too, you missed a good.
I was trying to remember what you were talking about. I done forgot. She danced the whole show.
The whole show. She
would have that kind of energy.
It was like a fashion show. She would go back and forth from the room, changing clothes and dancing, and
I'm just saying, I was lazy as a child, so I wouldn't have done that even as a kid.
So we got Texas Family Camping. I said, Artist on the Road is here. Meemaws Matters is in the house. RV Weekends is here. Let's see. By the way, if you guys want to help RV Weekends, that link will be dropping during the show. If you guys want to help her out, and if you want to know more about that, go to RV Weekends page
I forgot to
The
tell you. I
license
think she said she got all the funds that she needed.
to purchase the van, right? Now it's just for
No, I think she got it all.
Okay.
But we
Well,
can wait and let her tell us because I wouldn't want to pull it
what I'm
before.
going to do is, because I know what she's going through, if y'all want to know, go to her last Wednesday live and she talks about it. Basically, I'm going to give you the nutshell because she's told everybody, but I'm going to give you the nutshell, but you can go over there and hear her tell it. But basically, her and her husband split up and they're going to get a divorce, I reckon. And so she got left without anything, no place to live, and she didn't have any furniture. So really the best, most economical way out for her was to get another RV. Am I saying that pretty close to accurate?
Pretty close.
All right. So Bob and Sue, Lucky Dog Productions, made her an awesome deal in their van that they've had sitting in their driveway. And so anyway, we were raising money to help her get that. It was about cheaper to do that than it was to buy furniture and rent an apartment.
Oh, yeah.
And so anyway, so I'm sure she could still use some money because it's going to be hard when you start over. So even if she has money for everything, to buy the van, tag, taxes, and all that, she's still going to need some money to get going, fuel, food, groceries, all that kind of good fun stuff. So if you want to help, it's there. If you want to talk to Sherry personally, she did keep the YouTube channel. So if you see RV Weekends, that is Sherry. So if you want to talk to her personally about it, I'm sure you can go to her About page and find her email and all that good stuff. So we're just going to help her to get off her feet and get going, because sometimes I have lived through a divorce at the age of 12, and I had to teach my little, or help my little sister get through it as well. We had to help each other. We leaned on each other. I'm the oldest of all of us kiddos, and but it wasn't nothing but me and my sister, just younger than me. We share the same mom and dad. That's what I'm trying to say. So I was 12, she was 9, and so I had to explain to my little sister about all that, and I didn't really know myself. So anyway, so sometimes the hardest part is starting over. So we want to help Sherry start over. So all right, so let's get past that and move on. But the link will be dropping about every 5 or 6 minutes if you want to help. Matter of fact, it just came up. So Yep, that's what I was thinking, Sherry. It takes all of it to get going. Anyway, sorry about that. I got just a little emotional, but that'll be all right. I'll get over it. Tough it out. Let me get another drink. So anyway, we do have Living Yes is the YouTube channel. Mr. Bob is with us, and we're going to talk to him in just a few minutes. Hope I got that right. And I'm going to go over a few things right quick, and then we'll get started. Let me look at my notes right here, my page, make sure I'm on the right. Tomorrow, we're going to have a fairly big channel with us. Am I right about that? They're a fairly big channel.
Think 5,000.
Yeah. I actually seen them on a big channel. They are van lifers. So be with us tomorrow, especially if you're van lifers. And there's a whole lot more.
Wait. Are you looking at the right calendar spot?
The 15th.
Yeah. Glorious Life on Wheels, right?
Yep.
Okay.
She just got a brand new van.
Well, yeah, but mostly her channel's cooking.
Yep. Her and her granddaughter, right?
Okay. And you're saying, yeah, okay.
I seen her on a
the way
van
you
life.
said it didn't sound like you were talking about the right channel.
Okay. So tomorrow's Glorious Life on Wheels.
There you go.
But it says Glorious Life on Wheels. So she is a cooking channel. But I seen her on a van life channel about her brand new van. She's not had it very long. Custom van that she had built. So
She was
Van
also
life
on,
going to get a lot out of it. Cooking people is going to get a lot out of it.
she
And
was also on PBS.
Yep.
She was interviewed by PBS. Her and Turtle and Bob Wells were all
A lot
interviewed.
of it was, only a few of them made it. I think they all made it, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah, they were actually on the show. Yeah, so she was.
They
She was
said
on
that
there.
me and Tammy would be, but they never called back for another interview. But that's okay. We may not fit that story. They told me about the story. They thought we fit the story or a story, not the story. But
Yeah.
anyway, and they may call later down the road.
I think they were looking for full timers and stuff.
Well, when I talked to the lady, there was a lot going on there. So I don't know, but it wasn't no big deal. It was interesting that they even called and talked. So I didn't really understand it because I was told that it was for a specific show, but then before we got into it very much, it was talking about a show. So I don't know if it was about another show.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe there's another one.
Yeah. So anyway, because they asked a lot about our channel.
Well, I mean, they're short shows that they put. They're basically just their videos. I mean, the one was like, I don't know, 8-9 minutes long, I think. So they couldn't cram everybody in 8-9 minutes.
Oh, Alan Chitwood, I was in the bed and my wife forwarded me an email. You said, I'm in North Alabama. You had asked on one of the things. My wife had got it, I guess, through where you done the PayPal tip. Thanks for the PayPal tip there too, by the way. But anyway, the North Alabama is where I'm from. He had asked where we were from. So anyway, Glorious Life on Wheels will be tomorrow. Y'all come over, hang out with us. We'll have fun. And we will drink a lot of coffee. All right. So let's get on with our guest today. Hey, Jerry Holly.
Hey.
Wake up. Are you hungover from last night?
Diet Pepsi don't usually give you a hangover.
No. Now, when I seen you had a pretty big hangover.
No.
Y'all want to see Jerry Holly hungover? Go to the community tab.
I can't believe you put that. But at least Sherry's being nice to me.
What'd Sherry say?
She's not going to.
Well, yeah, she's gonna hold back now that you gave some money. She was using that for blackmail. You know, if you hadn't donated, she was gonna splatter that everywhere.
Oh Lord. All right. So living, yes, Mr. Bob, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Gary. How are you today?
Great. I love your green screen, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, when you were away getting your coffee, we noticed your avatar. It's Gary from MASH.
Yes.
He lives one town over from where I am right now. He's either from Terryville, Connecticut, or Thomaston, Connecticut. And that's one town over from where we are right now.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yep.
I'm going to have to get this beard trimmed down one day. Aaron Jemison gave me a good idea, and I need to do that idea he told me about one of these days. I keep right now I just don't have time to think straight, and so but one of these days I'm gonna shave this down and get me some help and try to produce that. So well, I'd say how it turns out, but I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm a big Radar fan. I have been since everybody found out about it. I got a few things Mr. Nettie and Mr. Mel sent me, and they sent me some cool MASH stuff, and I just love MASH. Back when we had VHS tapes, I had all the MASH shows on VHS, and but I don't have that anymore. I didn't have a yard to play it in. I probably shouldn't have never got rid of it. I probably should have kept it, but anyway, I am a big MASH fan, and so I didn't. Everybody kept saying I looked like Radar. I was given the nickname Radar in Boy Scouts, and so that sort of stuck with me over the years. But not being in school, that sort of faded away. So, but anyway, so tell us a little bit about who you are and what your channel's about. And he put his name, guys, but his channel name is Living Yes. That's his channel name. And his link will be dropped about every 3 minutes in the chat. So if y'all want to go check that out. So tell us who you are, what your channel's about, and how you got started.
Sure. My name is Bob Jakes. I am from Bristol, Connecticut, home of ESPN and Aaron Hernandez. I'm a proud father of 3 kids and a proud husband of my wife, Sharon. And we actually have 3 active YouTube channels. The most popular of the 3 is actually Muscle Car Appraisal. I am the manager for Muscle Car Appraisal, which is an actual business that appraises muscle cars throughout the United States and is owned by Jim Murphy. 2 years ago, this month, 2 years ago, Jim and I got together for lunch, and he was running his business, and I asked him if he had a YouTube presence, and he said he didn't. And I said, would you let me set up a YouTube channel for you? And that's how Muscle Car Appraisal was started. That's our most active channel. My wife and I own Living Yes, which is a motivational channel. Well, it's a vlog, basically. We like to talk about positive stuff, inspirational quotes and stories. And when I was on my diet, I was vlogging about my diet. Just, we turn on the news these days. It's always negative, negative, negative. So Living Yes was started as a place where we would be opposite of what people are used to on the TV all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what the purpose of Living Yes is. And then we have a third channel, which is a serious channel. It's called Yes Reports, and it's a business channel. I've been in business since I was 12. And Yes Reports is a personal finance channel, talks about business tips, business ideas.
And I need to look at that channel.
Check it out. It's I'm not an expert on the subject matter, but I interview experts, and that's what we do. So we're building all 3 channels at the same time, and it's been a fun journey. We're not experts at it. We're learning. We learn every day. We make mistakes every day. Hopefully we're learning from our mistakes, and I appreciate you guys asking us to be on your show today.
So Living Yes seems to be doing pretty good. Not bad.
Living Yes is doing good from the point of view it's satisfying what we started it for. We started it for as a place for us to do some positive reporting, positive stuff. I have 3 kids, and one of my children is Nicole. She's a television news producer up in Boston. And, she saw my interest, and she suggested to me that I start something where I could take my energy and, it's not a religious channel. It's just a place where I, if I hear of a story of somebody paying it forward in a good way, I can report about it. If I see a quote I like, I can report about it. It's a place to do positive stuff.
That's right. Yeah, I love it.
We're not making any money, but that's okay. We're working towards it, and but it satisfies my need to have a place to put positive info together.
Right. I love it. I think that's why YouTube will be even bigger as time goes on if they don't muffle down the good news. It's because people are tired of produced political sitcoms. Like, even you can't even watch a TV show. It's slanted one way or the other, and it's usually dramatic one way or the other. And I think that's why YouTube will do good, because we can go in and pick out the content we want. And most of the time, and I've noticed with our subscribers, we want to be around people. Like, we don't have a questionnaire are you right or left? Are you gay or straight or whatever? We don't have that here. It is, are you a cool person to be around? Are you positive energy? We don't want negative energy people, and we don't want Debbie Downers, I guess.
Yeah, we're prejudiced against uncool people.
Yeah.
You got to be cool if you want to be in here.
Yeah.
That was great.
Do we get some people every now and then in our circle that maybe are not the people we would prefer occasionally, but we hope to change that person. It's all habit. It's all habit. We can still have our views. We just need 2 hours a day. It's just us hanging out, having fun. Forget about what everybody else thinks. We're still human beings. Life goes on. I love that. I think that's going to be a great channel. I think it'll be a big channel.
I hope so. We have our financial cards are writing on Muscle Car Appraisal, which is owned by Jim Murphy, and I'm the producer for it. He's really good at appraising, vintage cars and muscle cars and classic cars, and he's an expert. He's one of the top 10 in America, and my son happens to be friends with his daughter through high school, and I lucked out. So I don't know anything about muscle cars. I do the YouTube side of things for him. So our financial well-being is writing on Muscle Car Appraisal, but I really enjoy doing Living Yes. So
yeah. I enjoy this. Now, is there days I don't want to come in and do it? Of course, but overall, I love it because it takes me away from everything going on here. Here in our world, and mine and Tammy's world, and change, and this bunch helped me get through a lot of things, and I think that's what your Living Yes channel will do, help people get through some stuff. That's pretty satisfying, knowing that you've encouraged somebody for the day or the week. I guess when you put stuff out there and you get a lot of good responses.
Well, the way I look at it is that, we live in a pond basically, and when you put your finger in a pond, it creates ripple effects, and you don't know how far those effects are going to travel. So, when we're doing Living Yes, even though we put up a video and I get 20 views sometimes, it's okay, because you don't know what's going to happen in 18 months from now. You don't know if somebody's having a bad day and they need the content we put out. You don't know how it's going to affect them, and you don't know how it's going to affect their friends and their neighbors and their family. So, I feel good about Living Yes, because you never know where it's going to bring you. You never know where it's going to bring you.
Yeah, attitude and statements and hate or love, either one. It's like advertising. And we talk about how advertising, people want to be on your channel to advertise their product because the ripple effect down the road. Like somebody sees it here, then they tell somebody else, and they tell somebody. That's the same way a bad attitude is. A bad attitude starts here, it goes to somebody else, and somebody else, and somebody else, and somebody else. So I think that it all works the same way. So when you're coming up with content for your stuff, because I know in a negative world we live in, positive content is not as easy to find. Do you find it's a struggle to find positive content, even though I know there's a lot of stories out there that's not being seen? It's all covered up a lot of times.
Well, I think positive content is out there. You just have to open up your ears and your eyes to it. Like here in Bristol, Connecticut, a good friend of mine, he passed away. His name was Ed Beardsley. He started the Challenger division of Little League Baseball. And it was started like 25 years ago, I think it is. I could be wrong on the date. And basically what it was there was 6 children in the Bristol, Connecticut area who wanted to play baseball, but they fell in the cracks of, they didn't qualify for Special Olympics, but they needed something. Their siblings played baseball, played sports. So Ed started with his son, and 5 other kids in the Bristol, Connecticut area. And it has grown to a worldwide organization that over 400,000 kids now play baseball, okay, special needs kids, because of this man just doing it. He got together with the other parents and they just did it. And didn't have to be perfect. It's just the point that they did something. So I think there's a lot of stories out there throughout America. We live in a wonderful, wonderful country. There's a lot of stories out there throughout America. We just need to open our eyes and open our ears and then tell the world about them. No matter whether they're small stories or good stories. Like, you go into the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through lane and the guy in front of you paid for your coffee and your donut that morning. How many times do you hear about that? Those are positive stories. Doesn't that make you feel good? Don't you want to spread the word about that? Or you go into a restaurant and there's a board where it says, buy a meal for the next person. Or Jerry, are you a firefighter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm sure you have hundreds of stories you can tell.
Sure. Both ways. Because I do that a lot at the drive-thrus. I'll pay for the person behind me.
And that's a wonderful.
A lot of people do that for us too.
Imagine
we'll go to a restaurant and the waitress comes over and says, "Here, your bill's been taken care of." It does make you feel great.
Yeah, and those are the stories that are out there. We just need to tell the world, because when you tell the world, it makes them feel good and it gives them an idea. Hey, maybe I should try to do that.
I can tell you, this community you're in here, Bob, this community that we're in here is one of the most giving communities that I've been a part of. Just like with Sherry here, everybody's helping her out. They helped me out in the past when my wife was ill. I know it's just, you need something, this community is going to rally around you and make sure you got it.
And that's the good side of human beings.
Oh, yeah.
That's the side we need to share with others.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Alan Pitwood, for that tip. Appreciate that.
There's so many stories on this channel. If we could do a 24-hour marathon about the good stories just come off of this community here. So,
Alan said that he had just gave $5,000 to the Children of the Valley fire in California. Was that what Bob's Adventure was running the other day? Children of the Valley. I think.
I have no idea.
I just seen something.
I just know it was something to help like school teachers that maybe lost their homes or something.
Yeah.
In the fires. I don't know. He says that's in California. I thought the one they were doing.
Maybe something different. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on. You were talking about the special needs baseball. I think that's what they do here locally. I drive a special needs school bus, and our kids play ball once or twice a week. And I've never been a part of it, but I see the Facebook post. They have a business sponsor that sponsors it, and they play businesses. And then that business gives them a trophy or whatever, win or lose or something like that. But I know the kids absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's what it is. That did not exist until a parent decided to do something. A parent plus 5 others, and now it's spread like wildfire because it's a good thing. It's spread throughout the world. Actually, over 400,000 kids play ball because somebody tried it. Somebody made the effort to try it. And those are the stories. Those are the stories I want to report about, that I will continue to report about. That's why we started that channel.
So how long have you been doing that?
Living Yes, I bought the website livingyes.com probably, I was thinking about it this morning in preparation for your show, probably 8, 9, 10 years ago. But I get these ideas and 10 ideas at a time, and I start them and never finish them. I don't know if anybody else is out there like that. But I probably got the name maybe 10 years ago, but I started the channel maybe 2-3 years ago, actively about a year and a half ago. Muscle Car Appraisal was doing really, really well, and then I got sick, and Jim had a death in his family, so we put Muscle Car Appraisal on hold for 5 months. And during those 5 months, I needed something to do, even at my own pace. So I restarted Living Yes, and I started working it as a bounce back because I needed something to do, just to keep my mind going.
You bought the Living Yes website, and then you started the YouTube channel, right?
Yes, correct.
Said? That's what I was thinking. I've just bought, here in the last few weeks, I bought our YouTube channel name and a website. So I bought Daydream About Nice Things website. No, we don't have a website yet, but I own the name in case it ever gets to the point that we do want to run our own website. So in the process of doing the YouTube channel, have you, through your subscribers, found any cool stories from within your channel, like from subscribers? Have you been told about some cool stories amongst your subscribers?
My subscribers have been absolutely awesome between the 3 channels. On my Yes Reports channel, YouTube channel, I report about Made in America products, small businesses who make good products and have the Made in America logo on the products. So I do a series of reports about that for Yes Reports, the YouTube channel. Through that channel, I've had a lot of suggestions from my subscribers. They say, "Hey, Bob, Houndsman one down in North Carolina, he suggested I do a report about Lodge cookware. It's cast iron cookware from Tennessee."
Yeah, South Pittsburgh, about 30 minutes from me.
Yeah. We recently did a report, a Made in America report for our YouTube channel for Yes Reports about Lodge cookware, and that came from one of our subscribers suggesting it. There was a subscriber that Roopster 760. He's a professional golfer, pool player, professional pool player, and he told me about cues that are made in America. So we did a report about that. So yeah, we get ideas for different storylines from our subscribers. Our subscribers have been wonderful. I've become YouTube friends with many of our subscribers. Size Detecting, JT, and so many of them have become very good YouTube friends. And the type of friend that if they lived close by, I would get together with a cup of coffee, have a cup of coffee for them. Yeah. So the answer is yes. I do get some ideas from our subscribers.
So I get. Now, how often do you try to, on Living Yes, how often do you try to post content?
Great question. We try to post content about every 10 to 14 days. We're not consistent. I know they say you're supposed to be consistent. That's just not how my mind goes.
Right.
I'm juggling 3 channels, and each of them have a different intention. So I try to post every 10 to 14 days on Living Yes.
And something that I've always thought would be amazing, and it's going to have to happen one of these days. And it's going to take somebody, I think, like you and your channel to do it. There is good in most everybody. I'm not going to say everybody because I'm sure somebody knows somebody. But even yet, there's probably still good. But if you take both sides of the political aisle, I would just about guarantee you there's somebody out there that can tell you a good story about somebody that sits on either side of the aisle. And that's the kind of stuff that I would love to see. I would love to see a story about, Barack Obama and some awesome thing he done, in his lifetime about somebody, and then a awesome story, Donald Trump done, and bring people together that way so they can see the other side instead of the political front that they put on as their job. You know what I'm saying? I think if we pulled back the layer a little bit, we'd find a lot of that. Don't you believe that?
Oh, absolutely. On that thought, you know what I would love to see, Gary? I would love to see a Saturday night virtual concert. You know, all these people we have on YouTube who have a good talent, and they have a good voice, or they're able to play the guitar. Wouldn't it be awesome? I tried to put this together with some other folks, and we failed because I didn't have the energy at that time to make it happen. But I think it would be awesome if we did a Saturday night concert that lasted for like 8 hours, and we had like Dan Anderson. I know he's a guitar player on YouTube. We had Dan come in, and we said, Dan, you're going to do 15 minutes, and you're going to do from 8 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. on Saturday night, and then we have another artist. And you're going to do 15 minutes, and through StreamYard, it would be easy to do, and people would enjoy it. And then we tie it into, like, say, a virtual food drive.
Yeah.
Not that we actually physically collect the food, but we say, get your friends on there and tell your friends to bring food down to the local food pantry.
Yeah.
And tell the local food pantry it was because of the YouTube Saturday night concert. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think it would be a way for us to do good, and it would be a way for us to do good.
That's right. And bring everybody together as a community.
And it would be enjoyable to listen to all the different music out there, and it wouldn't cost anything with technology, with StreamYard and the other services that are available. It wouldn't cost us anything to do it, and we would be bringing awareness to a problem. And it just
we've not done a food drive or fundraiser in that, but we've had a few jam sessions on here. Matter of fact, that's basically how this show got, or my channel. I started doing some videos about RVing, but then we got shut down. Then I started highlighting music channels where they have musical talent of some kind, and we've had them on the show. We had several, and then I had to start battling with YouTube because they kept kicking out, saying that was owned by somebody. Even if I won it, it was still an ordeal to get it done. And the last jam session we had, it took over 30 days to clear most of the songs, and we still lost 3 of them because the people performing the covers sounded so much like the original artist that they would not release it, and so we had to mute the sound. And it was something. I said I was going to do another one anyway, but it took 30 days plus to clear that live stream. And but you know, it's work. Anything you do on YouTube that involves music, somebody thinks they own the rights to that song, whether they do or not. We had a young lady on here a few weeks ago. Her and her dad both was on here. She wrote the song. They didn't have any license agreement with anybody. Nobody had ties to this music. We went over all this before we started. She gets up and sings. She does a Dolly Parton cover, which somebody has copyright to. She does a song that she wrote that had never been recorded. Nobody owned the rights to. I had Dad in here giving permission. They were both on the screen. YouTube has somebody come in, and not YouTube, somebody come in and claim the rights, not to Dolly Parton's song. That never did get shut down. But they claimed the rights to her song.
It's crazy. That's crazy. I took some music from the YouTube music library the other day to do a video, and somebody claimed it from the YouTube music library.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of that happening before.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I have to watch here. I used to play the audio and video of some people's videos. I don't do it all the time. But I had a couple videos get kicked out because it didn't dawn on me that even though that channel had permission to use, say, Epidemic, at the time I didn't have permission to use Epidemic. So I was getting kicked out. Now it finally dawned on me that the channel making the video did have permission, but I didn't. And so now I can play Epidemic music because Bob's Adventure sponsors it for us, and so we have it. But it's just music in this business is just nearly, it's a work to get it done. That's one of the reasons I just about quit doing it. I want to do another jam session, and I've got some things going on in my mind that I want to do, but I got to work out all the details, and finally I'll have to do it with the intent of not getting any monetization on it, which is fine. A live stream probably in its lifetime won't make you $10, but still, you don't want to be in bad graces with YouTube.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But it's amazing, this YouTube stuff. It's who would have guessed that they would have put together a platform where we could produce our own shows, produce our own movies, produce our own newscasts. It's amazing. It's 2020 has been a rough year for all of us, but living in 2020 from a technology point of view, thank God we have the capability to stream, to Zoom, to all these services. Imagine a lot of us would not be working if it wasn't for the technology that's out there for us to be able to stream. And, we live in a wonderful world. It's not too long ago I was scared to use a fax machine, and now we're doing TV shows.
I mean, when you think about that, now we do have our complaints, right? Just like me, I'm just now complaining about some of the things. But overall, for what we pay, I know they get a big chunk on Super Chat. But for what we pay as hosts of our own channels, we get, I think, a lot more bang for the buck.
Absolutely.
There's no way we could set up the platform that we have for anywhere near the dollar value that we've invested. And the good thing is we don't pay anything unless we're making money. So like they get their 30%, yeah, but they don't get 30%. So that's, unless somebody gives something to get 30% of. So if you make nothing, they get nothing.
Right.
Yep.
They're sharing their money with us.
Yeah, really, yeah. In the real world, we'd have to invest. There is no telling what. I wouldn't even begin to think the dollar value it would take for me to set up a platform that would go out to millions of people. No, not millions of people don't watch, but I would still have to go out to millions, and hopefully that 12 people would come in or 40 people would come in. You know what I'm saying? It cost me tons of money to produce all that.
Well, the cool thing is that millions of people could watch you. You don't know where it's going to take you.
That's right.
That's the fun part. It's the lotto ticket effect.
Oh yeah. Yep. And you got to. Now Dad's calling. It's always somebody. Like Philip said, he knows I'm on the air every morning.
And he does it every time. It cracks me up.
Oh, man. They're on vacation. So if he calls again, I will have to take it. So, because they're on vacation, I'll have to make sure they don't need something.
So Justin and Christina like my picture of my squirrel. And I just want to say, it's reaching over to strangle Gary. That's.
So we have a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you guys don't know of. So if y'all see me looking right to left, I'm not saying no. I'm just trying to keep up with two strings at one time. So I try to keep two. Matter of fact, in a perfect studio, if I ever get it, hopefully maybe by this time next year, we'll be back to work. I'm going to have more screens so I can do more things at one time. But I know that maxing out my limits, but I do like to be able to watch and keep up with things as we go along. So what's new for Living Yes? Anything new coming up you want to tell everybody about?
Well, I have something old for one of the other channels I like to talk about. Our muscle car appraisal channel. We had people always say sometimes you get gifts from YouTube, and we got lucky. Back on July 2nd of this year, 2020, we put a video out about a Chevelle, 1970 Chevelle, that was discovered. We called it a barn find, but it was more of a garage find. But the car was sitting there since the mid-'80s. And Jim Murphy determined that it was worth six figures. And there was a lot of controversy in the car world about it because everybody says, there's no way that a 1970 Chevelle ragtop is worth six figures. Well, they didn't listen to the whole video because Jim proceeded and told the world that it was one of 13 cars produced that year. And it was worth six figures. And we can't disclose whether it's sold or not because we have a deal with the seller of the car. But we can say that when those folks who tell us that YouTube sometimes blesses you with the algorithms and a video takes off, well, that video took off for us. Back on September 11th, a month ago, the video took off. And what I say, it took off for us. We don't have any videos that have 20,000 views. We're a small channel. We do need help with our watch hours because we're close to getting monetized on muscle car appraisal. But that video, from a YouTube point of view, for us, took off. On September 11th, it started getting 40, 50, 60 hours worth of viewership per day.
Wow.
Yeah, and for us, that's like blow away awesome. We went from being 1,100 hours away from meeting their criteria for monetization, and now, as of this morning, we're only like 310 hours away from meeting the criteria, and that happened in 4 weeks.
Wow.
So that's something positive that has happened for us.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it does happen, folks. Hang in there. You never know. You never know when it happens. I can't figure out why it happened, but it is true when the algorithm and the moon and the stars and the tides all line up properly, it does take off. And the word take off is a funny word. It means different things to different folks. But for us, having 50, 40, 30 hours of viewership a day on a particular video, we were blown away, excited. So that's some good news that has happened for muscle car appraisal.
Yeah. I don't have a video or a live stream that's got 1,000 views yet, but I got 3 videos or live streams that are over 500, which is good to me. I'd never had but one over 500, and then here in the last couple of weeks, I've now got 3 over 500 and one fixing to hit 600. So that's big for me because, like you say, it's all relative to how big you are, and so we celebrate all of our big goals. So what a big goal is for me is different than for like Felix, who has like nearly 1,300 subscribers, and me, my 1,100,
Oh, brother. Just for the record, though, the one potty video of ours is almost to 10,000 views. So weird.
That right there defies everything I would ever thought. I thought, where's 10,000 people at that want to watch a potty video?
I don't know. It's so weird.
A lot of those videos where people use the restroom, that's what people know about.
Well, and I think, according to things that I've read, the more views you get on a video, the more YouTube pops it into recommendations. Mm-hmm. So it just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing because everybody's seeing that video pop up, and some of them are probably like, "Fine, I'll watch the video." I don't know.
Have you been shocked? Since you have 3 channels, you have a lot more. You're probably more of a professional to ask than maybe I would. I only have 1 channel. But have you been shocked at the videos that have took off versus some videos you thought, man, this is going to be a hit, and it just died flat?
Well, I'm not a professional. I'm still learning every day. There's a lot to learn. I'm 61 years old, so it's it's a lot harder for me to learn than my 23-year-old son, who could look at a technology situation and fix it in 5 minutes in his head, where it'll take me 3 hours to do the same thing, and struggle. But yeah, I've been shocked. It's well, what I think is going to take off doesn't take off, and where one of my kids will look at my videos and they'll critique them and they'll say, "Dad, if you had done this differently," and sometimes you can go back and fix things, sometimes you can't. But yeah, I've been shocked. It's amazing. It's fun. We could take it two ways. We could take it as a negative way of looking at things, or we could take it as a positive. I try to, not all the time, but I try to take it as a positive. Thank goodness that YouTube has provided us with a platform to play, because we're playing, we're learning,
Yeah.
and they've provided us with a lotto ticket outlet. We don't know if it's going to take off or not. I love this. I think it's a great hobby that I'm trying to turn into a business. I've been doing it full time for 2 years, minus about a 5-month period of time where I got sick. But it's been it's an adventure. It's a journey. I'm not done yet.
Can you? We had Hamiltonville Farm on here yesterday, and they have a tractor sponsor, and they can directly. They have a tractor sponsor and an implement, so they provide like the box blades and the sponsors, which is separate. On their implement sponsor, they have a code. They can directly tie sales from the YouTube channel to the implement company. Can you guys, and it's been good, he said that their YouTube channel attributes to 30% of the company's sales. Can you guys, on the Muscle Car channel, can y'all see have any relation to the YouTube channel through the business part? Has it helped, or do you have any way of knowing?
Well, that's a great question, Gary. Jim Murphy, the owner of Muscle Car Appraisal, and the actual business is called Muscle Car Appraisal. It's kind of hard to say without breaking the rules, but he is one of the top 10 muscle car appraisals in America. When some of these TV shows that you see on TV that have muscle car shows, 2 of them in particular, the appraiser for them is Jim Murphy. So because of that, there's a lot of things we cannot do. Mm-hmm. It limits us. We were at one point we were putting out content twice a week consistently, and we had to cut it back to once a week. Now it's once every 3, 4, 5 weeks. It's whatever we're able to do, because Jim is so busy traveling the USA. Even during this pandemic, he travels all around the United States for these different famous car show people that you see on TV, but we can't disclose any of it. And that's held us back. But that's okay, because when we had lunch 2 years ago, our deal was, I want to help Muscle Car Appraisal, Jim. I don't want to hurt Muscle Car Appraisal.
Right.
So when we get to the point that the YouTube channel starts hurting your business, just let me know. So a lot of time we have to hold back because of that situation, because he's doing appraisals for these famous TV people.
Yeah. Well, what it does is it leaves a door open in case this collapses. Sort of like we do with, we have YouTube membership, but we kept our Patreon in case something happens. Our Patreon is about equal as far as how it benefits us. But keeping the Patreon open keeps another door open. So if something goes south there, and that's what he's basically doing. What you're doing is always leaves an outlet in case the other dries up or goes away.
My outlet is my other 2 channels.
Yeah.
I run Muscle Car Appraisal for Jim Murphy, and I have Living Yes and Yes Reports for my family.
Yeah. I think those both are all 3 are great ideas. I actually think your Living Yes is going to be a big hit. I love the name. I love the catch to it. Living Yes, and it could be said in different ways. Living Yes, Living Yes. And I can see shirts made out of that. I mean, I just think of that as a business standpoint. And I love the name itself and how it carries and how it draws people in, because people hear that name, they want to go see what that means. What does that mean? It means something different to everybody.
And our intention has always been to put together content that an advertiser would not be ashamed to sponsor.
Yeah.
So that's what we try to do. And also, I don't want my kids to be ashamed of what I'm doing either. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's been a lot of big companies struck gold basically off of a phrase that has caught on and just went. And to me, that seems like one of those phrases. It's amazing how if a group of people get into that and then they start talking about it, and it's like a wildfire, it blooms and everybody wants to be a part of that. And I think it's that catchy to me, but it may just be me, but I think it is.
I hope you're right.
How did you come up with that?
Came up with it because my daughter Nicole, she's a television news producer, and in high school she always was involved with the school newspaper and doing freelance writing, and I enjoyed what she was doing, and I wanted to be part of her life, and I wanted her to be involved with my life, and I wanted to be the opposite of the 6 o'clock news. You turn on the 6 o'clock news, it's negative, negative, negative. So I wanted it to be yes, 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 positive, positive, positive. That's how we came up with Living Yes. You go out there, you get up in the morning, and my slogan used to be, I want to affect the lives of 1 million people in a positive way. When my dad passed away, it took him 8 days in the hospital to pass away. Something weird happened, whether you're a believer or not. This weird or this strange feeling came upon me and said, write this down. Because I'm big into having a pen and writing notes. And the three things that this strange feeling came upon me and told me to write down was positive, forgive, add to the world. So ever since then, I've been trying to live my life that way. Forgive, be positive, and I want to add to the world. So Living Yes was my way to try to affect the lives of others in a positive way.
That's awesome. That's a pretty good concept for life, even if you don't have a YouTube channel. That if we had more people like that, I think we would be living in a lot different place right now. We could disagree, but we could do it in a healthy way, because we're not all going to agree. That's why there's red cars and white cars and black cars and Volkswagen Rabbits with convertible tops and all that kind of good stuff. But we don't get mad at each other, But I think that is a great philosophy to live by. I need to thank Alan Chitwood again for that other tip. Appreciate that. I think I missed one. I hope I didn't miss another one. But anyway, but yeah, that's we need more of that. And I think that, going back to what I said earlier, I think that's why people are drawn to YouTube. Because YouTube, you're actually interacting with the creator of the content versus a produced show. And you can actually interact with them by email or chatting. And I think that's what makes it cool. So what does your daughter think of your YouTube success so far?
Oh boy. My daughter Nicole, she I only hear from her in regards to Living Yes when I do something really bad in her opinion or really good in her opinion. So she came down this weekend because of the COVID situation. She lives in Quincy, Massachusetts, which is south of Boston, but she has to take the T into downtown Boston 5 days a week to go to work. She produces the primetime 5 p.m. show for Channel 7 News in Boston. And so she doesn't come down too often because of COVID. She doesn't want to kill her dad the ways she says it. She doesn't want to kill her dad. She comes down once in a great while to visit us. And she was down this weekend, and we were talking about the 3 channels, and she's proud of me. She remembers. And Jerry, you laughed when I said this earlier about the fax machine, but that's a true story. It wasn't a long time ago that my wife purchased a Brother thermal fax machine in the rolls. The rolls, the paper rolls. Yeah. And we had it in the basement because I had a little office in the basement, in the dingy corner of the basement. And it was my evening and the weekend office, and she bought a fax machine for me, and I was scared of using the thermal fax machine. And that wasn't that long ago.
No.
So my daughter is proud of the fact that I've gone beyond being scared of using the fax machine. But Gary, I have a question for you.
Oh no!
And I have a question for Felix, and I have a question for Jerry. Let's start off with Felix.
Hold up! I'm messaging my mom. Can you go on to the next person?
Sure. Let's start off with Jerry. Okay, Jerry.
Yes.
Knowing what you know now, if you had the opportunity to go back and talk to your 15-year-old self, what advice would you give your 15-year-old self?
That I don't know everything that I thought I knew. Accept a position with the fire department when I turned 18 that I turned down because I would be completely retired by now. So a lot of stuff I tell myself, because I thought I knew it all at 15, just like we all do. I had the world figured out at 15. I had no idea what the world was. So that would be mine.
Great answer. Gary, same question. If you go knowing what you know now, if you had the opportunity to go back and talk to your 15-year-old self, what would you tell your 15-year-old self?
So, my 15-year-old self had a bad temper. So mine would be to mellow out and to listen to Dad a little bit more. Had I done that, we would have probably wound up being business partners for life. But instead, I let my temper take hold, and I left. When I married, I left the company and started my own, which I'm proud of. But still, at 52, I would have loved to have had 30 plus years of working with him. But my attitude and my temper, even still today, it makes it difficult. But I think if I'd have started at a young age with a better temper and attitude, I think that would have made a world of difference. But teenagers. We don't think.
We can go back and we could look at our lives this way.
Mm-hmm. Do what now?
I said, thank goodness that we can go back and look at our lives this way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Every decision, like you said, ripples the water. So, and it goes on and on and on and on.
That's true. That's true.
I heard a story. There was something on TV one time where they said they actually believe that the rocks absorb sound like our voices and our stuff. And, the Bible talks about, and I'm not going to get very religious or spiritual here, but the Bible talks about the rocks crying out. Makes you wonder if there's not some scientific fact to that, So what I mean, the only reason I said all that was when we say things and do things, it does make a ripple in the water.
It does. Felix, question for you. If you had the opportunity to go back and talk, knowing what you know now, if you had the opportunity to go back and talk to your 15-year-old self, what advice would you give What would you say to your 15-year-old self?
I wouldn't say anything, because what I learned as a 15-year-old is exactly what made me who I am today. As with every other age that I was growing into the age that I am now. So, if I'd have went back and warned me, who would I be today? I wouldn't be the person I am right now.
Makes sense.
That's good, Philip. That's way too deep. So what
that
he's
is
saying is,
very deep.
We would have all had to come by your house at 15 and encourage you to be somebody different. What we would have had to have done.
But would you like to?
We could have went back in time.
I wouldn't be the same person, though. So you might not like the Felix that I turned out to be. I might not be that loving, sweet, friendly person you were.
Yeah.
Let's move on now.
What's the old saying? You don't have to be the fastest one running from the bear. You
got to be the second fastest.
And Jury lives a lot closer to Felix than I do right now, so I can mouth off, and Jury can agree with me, and I'm a lot further away.
Yeah.
Wow. This been cool. Anybody in the chat got questions for Mr. Bob?
I like podcast camping. Noted. Felix didn't listen to anyone when she was.
Yeah, don't talk to my mom and dad, because they might agree with that.
Man, I've just nearly went through 2 perfectly good cups of coffee. Pretty good in a short amount of time, because I didn't get up till 7-ish. I've been pulling a Felix this week. Actually, I've still been getting up earlier than Felix. Even on my lazy days, I get up earlier than Felix.
Yeah, I woke up this morning at 7, it was like 7:03 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that's too early. And I went right back to sleep immediately. I didn't even do the toss turn. I mean, I just went right back to sleep. And I woke up and it was 8:15. So I was like, oh, I gotta get up.
8:15. I already pulled the car out of the water.
My dog alarm clock has been lazy lately too. She used to come and wake me up. Well, she's lazy right now. She's sleeping. She used to come and wake me up, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And no, she don't do that. It hits like 8:30 before I guess she's letting me sleep in. I don't know.
His way Homestead had a questionnaire for the painting behind Bob. Where'd you get it? I think it's a blue screen or green screen, isn't it, Bob?
Yes, I it's a green screen that I'm running through StreamYard, and I got the picture from Pixabay.
Okay. It doesn't look like a green screen. It actually looks like you're sitting in front of that brick wall.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's very clear.
We found a few of them, and this one I got from Pixabay.
Okay.
So Alan Chitwood done had 7 cups of coffee, and it's only 8 o'clock where he is. If I had 7 cups of coffee, I don't know. I don't even want to begin to think, because coffee sometimes most of the time don't do much for me. I drink it out of habit probably more than anything. But I don't know what 7 cups of coffee before 8 a.m. would do to me. I don't know.
I don't want to see it.
I can drink one and go to bed. So I don't know, but that don't mean nothing, because usually I only drink about 4 a day. So spread out, that wouldn't be bad. So, but I can drink Death Wish coffee. What time, Jerry? 10 o'clock? Go to bed?
11, 11:30. Doesn't matter.
It don't matter. And I'm wound up. And I can not wound up, but I get wound down pretty quick. When my head hits the pillow, I'm out. Alan Chitwood asked, "What kind of education do you have, Bob?"
High school. I graduated high school in 1977. My intention was to go into commercial real estate. I did fairly good in high school. I got hired about 10 days before graduation day somebody asked me to go down to Guidance because it was a modular building manufacturer that was coming looking for salespeople. So I went down and met with the guy. I ended up getting lucky and ended up getting the job right out of high school, working as a salesperson for a modular manufacturer. Was in that business for 2 years. Then I had given my notice, and 2 days before leaving the company, one of my customers comes around and wants to buy a couple of trailers. And I said, I'll take care of you, but I'm only going to be here for 2 more days. And he says, where are you going? I said, well, I'm going to start my own little business. I was going to sell material handling equipment. This is back in the late 70s. Material handling equipment was hot back then. And he said, why don't you come talk to me Saturday morning? Your last day is Friday, so you won't be an employee of this company anymore Saturday morning. Come talk to me at 10 o'clock. I met with him at 10 o'clock. By 10:15, we had made a deal to start our own modular / trailer manufacturing leasing company. And his name was Tony. I was with Tony for over 10 years. He owned a bunch of different companies. He was an investment banker, and he ended up transferring me from Connecticut to Newport Beach, California. And he taught me the investment banker business. And I was his right-hand man for an investment banking company. We had 13 different companies, and we started off with just him and I, and we ended up with 75 teammates across the United States. We did that in 4 years. We went from 0 sales to 55 million a year in sales.
Wow.
So I don't have any college experience. I have real world experience. I kind of wish I had some college experience because it would have.
But if you'd went to college, you wouldn't have met this guy.
That's true. I would not have met that. I wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to college either way.
Said, if you'd have changed something, your story would have been different.
That's true. I wasn't going to college either way, but one of the things I lack in is paying attention to details. But it was a good ride. Got burnt out after many years. Moved back to Connecticut and ended up meeting my wife, which has been the best thing of my life. My wife and my 3 kids have been the number one thing in my life. So that's it. That's the answer.
I think, Jerry, that we need to invite Bob into the KT Man Tier Club. I believe he would fit.
Yeah, I think so.
Me and Jerry and KT, we're big crybabies. We're emotional when we talk about our family.
I'm the same way.
I can't KT at Slow Momentum has the, what is it, Slow Momentum Man Tier Club?
Yeah.
And we're all pretty emotional guys, and this year has been one of those years. So, yeah. But yeah, that's awesome. I went to college, but I went to college later on in life, and I didn't get a degree. I went to college and got my license, my medic license. I done that for a while, but that never was me. I've always been business minded. Me and Tammy's been self-employed most of our married life. I was growing up with Dad. I was buying and selling cars at 16, and went on. But sometimes I wished I was like my daughter, who's got this big paying job in Huntsville and got companies wanting her to work for them. And sometimes I think I would like that, but then sometimes I think, no, that's not me. Me is being me and starting businesses and building them up and selling them, and are starting over when they're not sellable, starting over and doing something different and a different challenge. I think I would get bored and burn out at the same place very many years. Unless I had a chance to grow, But I'm always going to be 5'3", so I doubt I ever have a chance to grow. Actually, people say I'm pushing 5'3". I'm not really 5'3".
That's with the shoes on.
Oh, man. We love to have fun. I'm getting to live my dream here. I've always wanted a morning radio show, and I get to do it every day. I don't get the big check to go with it, but I get to have fun. I get to interview people all over the world, and that is awesome. Where a lot of radio shows are limited, we're not limited. And, we're not owned by somebody. Granted, our platform controls a little bit of what we say and do, but for the most part, they do stay out of what we do. And I think the trade-off, like we talked earlier with the money and the platform, I think it's a good trade-off. We're coming in their property in their studio. So should they get a little bit of say? Yeah, maybe. It's their business. It's their investment they're protecting. However we look at it. Thanks, Alan Chitwood, for that other $1. I like having you around, Alan. You're a good asset to the chat. Alan is fairly new to our chat, I think.
Yes.
Right, Philip?
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
So, but I'm enjoying the ride. I'm 52, and I have a 20-year-old that still lives here, and he was actually across town the other day, and I called him. I said, I can't get this off my laptop. And he said, well, I'll just run back home. So he come all the way back home, and it took all of about 2, maybe 3 seconds for him to fix it. And it took him about 2 minutes to show me how to do what it took him 3 seconds to do. And he went on his way. But they don't know anything about YouTube. I've had to learn that. They help me with basic stuff like Google email. That's the craziest thing I've ever had, Gmail, and that throws me off, and how I can have all these emails, and I don't really understand all that. I still don't. So when I come in and my screen's black and I don't know how to log in, I bring my 20-year-old in here, and he gets me all back going. What'll happen when he moves out one day? So I have to figure all that out later. But then our daughter is a computer guru. That's what she does. She worked on the Patriot Missile up until Monday. I don't know what she's working on now. She's not told us. So she started a new job at a new company Monday. So I'm surrounded by people. And then Felix, she keeps the show going. And her and Nettie and Jury, well, me and Jury really don't do anything. Jury's my unofficial co-host. Actually, Jury just makes more work for Felix and Nettie. So that's all really Jury coming along does. And he provides a good laugh every now and then. So
You seem to have a great team.
Well, thank you. I think we have the best team out there. There ain't no amount of money can buy this team, I don't think. That's why they get paid no amount of money.
Yeah, I noticed that back in the beginning of the interview, you said for your muscle channel that you produce for him, and you actually make money in this. Like I almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah, we were under the understanding that producers were to be paid.
Oh, no, I produce for him. I don't make any money.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the club.
Yeah. I produce for Jim, but we have a deal that once he gets monetized, then there'll be some kind of sharing arrangement.
Okay. That hasn't happened yet.
No, I trust Jim 100%. He's a great guy, and it's been a journey. If it wasn't for me producing Jim's show, I wouldn't have gone back and started working on Living Yes and Yes Reports.
Yeah,
and it's I've learned so much. It's been a great 2-year ride. I'm learning a lot. I like learning, and we're so close. We're within almost like just about 300 hours we'll be qualified for monetization. Hopefully everything will go well, but then hopefully I'll start making my $2 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just all kind of avenues, whether you're monetized or not, to make money. I see a lot of things with the muscle car channel, as far as y'all could. There's a lot of companies that would want to be associated with you guys, like car insurance for muscle cars and things to keep your muscle car worth 6 figures, and all that would make your car keep running. You know what I'm saying? I see so many avenues in that venue that people would want to come along and be a part of. Alan is asking, do you have any custom cars of your own or muscle cars?
Alan, I know nothing about muscle cars. I know zero about muscle cars. I'll be the first one to admit it. It's funny because I do most of the responses on the chat. Jim's channel, Muscle Car Appraisal, gets a ton of comments and questions. What we have a system is the generic questions I answer in my generic way. But when we have a good specific questions in regards to cars, I leave it up. And once every 2 or 3 days, I text Jim. I say, Jim, I left some questions up. Could you please answer them? So Jim, in the middle, he's a workaholic. You can see him at 2 a.m. in the morning working. In the middle of the night, Jim will go into the channel and he'll answer the specific questions that were too hard for me to answer. That's how we deal with the channel. But myself, nope. I lived through it. Graduated in '77. Had a '78 Camaro that I bought, and they gave it to me as a company car. But I don't have any muscle cars. I have a family and had Dodge Caravans.
Oh, I had a few of those.
Yeah, we had a lot of those with paint chips missing and all that stuff.
I'm a few years younger than you, but not many, but a few years. But I still had the Dodge Caravans. Matter of fact, you were cool if you had a Grand Caravan.
Yes. But Jim, Alan, Jim Murphy has a ton of muscle cars. If you go to his channel, our channel, Muscle Car Appraisal, you'll see his Pontiac Firebird is our logo, basically. Our avatar is his Pontiac Firebird. And he has a garage called Muscle Car Appraisal Garage, and it's full of muscle cars. And he's got some beauties. Jim is
I used to watch. I haven't since I started YouTube. But what is the gentleman's name that he buys and sells vintage, not muscle cars, but like Porsches and Ferraris? What is his name? He's up north somewhere. He'll even, like, if you got a car you want to sell, he'll sell it on consignment, like these little Mercedes. And man, I wish I could think of the name of his show. I was hooked, and I still am. If I ever get into watching, I'll watch it like forever, But I love cars in general. I had a 66 Chevrolet pickup when I graduated high school in '86. And of course, I had the old Faithful that a lot of people had, only because they were cheap. I had a '63 Ford Falcon, was the very first car I ever had. The cigar, if you know anything about the Falcon, I had the cigar one, rounded off on both ends. And so I've had a few, got to drive a bunch, and had a bunch of buddies that had Chevelles and stuff. And I actually scratched the front of my '66 pushing my cousin's '72 Chevelle out in front of a red light because it died. And I sort of bent my bumper a little, ticked me off. But I thought, that bumper, you ain't going to bend it. But you will if you put it against another hard bumper.
Is the gentleman's name Wayne Carini?
Wayne, yes.
Yeah, he's one of our friends.
Yeah.
He's in Portland, Connecticut, which is right down the street from us.
He's got a special needs child, if y'all guys don't know, or she's a young lady now. I remember the episode he done about the Urkel car. You remember he bought his daughter an Urkel car. If y'all never watched Urkel, he had this car, this little bitty, I think it was electric, might not have been electric. Anyway, the door, it was just a little bitty, like 2-seater. And that's one of my favorite episodes. He bought it and had it fixed for her, and it was pretty cool. He's a family guy. You can tell by watching him on TV. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Alan's asking a question about my last name. My last name is Jakes, Jacqueus.
So
I'm not sure if he's trying to find the website, because he said he found Living Yes on Google. So I don't know if he's looking for something. If you're looking for the YouTube channel, we had the link to the YouTube channel dropping in the chat by Stream Elements.
Living Yes, it's livingyes.com.
So if they go to Living Yes, does your About page have links to your other channels?
No, I already looked.
Then look, we were going to drop the link to all of your channels.
Yeah, I did drop the link to the muscle car appraisal because that one I had on my list anyway.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So I'll have to check out that muscle car one, and we'll see if we can't get you some watch time and get that over the hump.
Oh, we could use the help. It's been September 11th, things started going well for us, but prior to that, it was a slow climb. But yeah, we could definitely use the watch time for muscle car
Felix,
appraisal.
can you email me the link to that muscle car, and I'll put that on our community page after the show.
Thank you so much.
Maybe we can get you enough watch hours.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I'll try to tag all your channels. I don't know. I'll have to figure all that out as I go. But we'll try to get you some watch time there, because that's something a lot of us can watch. I bet His Way Homestead could sit down and watch a few muscle cars. His Way Homestead, I don't know if y'all seen. Have y'all ever seen my midlife crisis? I don't have it anymore because, it was a midlife crisis, I guess. Really, it wasn't midlife because I still haven't lived half my life yet. But about 3 or 4 years ago, I had a Porsche 986. And so that was bad to the bone. And it's a poor man's Porsche. It was a Sportster. I think it was a 986, what the Sportster is, ain't it? Anyway, I got pictures of it somewhere. I'll try to post one day. I may have already showed y'all.
Yeah, you did it at one point, but
not
everyone saw it. So
that was probably one of the coolest cars I've had in my lifetime. I've had some pretty cool cars, but that was probably the coolest. I would probably own another Porsche. I had fun. I don't know if I'll own one in my lifetime, but if the opportunity presented itself financially, I would own another one. There's a few I would like to see. No, I missed that. His Way Homestead. I missed your comment.
But on his way home from Kentucky last week, they saw a Crown Rally cars pass us on the interstate. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Locusts, Ford GTs. So they must have been going to some rally.
Thanks, Alan, for that tip. I appreciate that. I never got to go to a Porsche rally. I always wanted to. But like I say, I had the poor man's Porsche. It wasn't a lot of people gave me a hard time for having it, but I didn't have a lot of money invested in that car. It is a perfect, if a person ever wants to own a piece of what I call car history and you own a Porsche, the Sportster is the most economical way into that market, and they're going up. So because the newer ones are, you got to have a bank account to even have a new Sportster. But the used ones are within reason. If you're just got a little bit of money, not much more than a nice motorcycle, you can have a Porsche. So, and have a little fun driving them. My wife didn't like it with the top down. She liked it with the top up. My wife is not a convertible person. But it's no fun driving a convertible Porsche unless the top's down. And you can hear that motor run. But, well, Bob, it has been awesome having you on the show. We're going to let you get back to what you're doing, and we are going to try to send some people over to your muscle car channel and get you guys monetized.
I appreciate that, Gary. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be on your show, and thanks for inviting us. I was very nervous because I haven't done many of these, but you guys were great. Thank you very much.
Well, we just try to have fun and have a good time and promote your channels and help you guys out as much as we can. A lot of times I have bigger channels over here, and they really help me out by coming on. But anyway, you have a great day and keep that daughter straight. Don't let her push you around too much. Tell her it's your channel. She's not producing it. You are. Put your foot down.
Yeah, I like to see you tell your daughter something like that too.
Thank you all very much.
All right.
Nice to meet you, Bob.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, that was awesome. I was going to, don't know if I can find it. Why? Y'all just talk amongst yourself.
I'm going to have to head out a little bit. I got to go meet a county inspector on that house we're going to burn Friday, but I may jump on driving down there. So.
Oh, okay. His way, it doesn't really matter because I can bark at Gary and he don't listen anyway. So
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I hate.
It says he wants us here to help, but we try to help and he don't listen.
I don't like Facebook's new setup.
Oh my gosh. Come on. Now you sound like my mom.
I can't figure it out. Like, where's my photos at? You know what I'm saying? This is so crazy. That's why I don't do Facebook on the computer. I do it on my phone. Because on the phone, it's like it should be. Well, I guess y'all won't get to see the picture. I was going to show y'all a picture, but that ain't happening. Oh, man. Anyway, I know what I'll do. Y'all can't see it good, but y'all be able to see it somehow. See, look how easy. I just go right over here, and I pull up Facebook, and I X off Facebook telling me how to vote, and then I go to photos. By the way, if you remember, I have a picture of Felix, one of Felix's hot rods, on the membership tab. Felix, she's had a few hot rods in her life.
Hey, I did have a 66 Mustang once.
Ooh, yeah.
I'd like to have kept that car, but my son came along and, it was either feed him or fix the car. So,
Always err to fixing the car. All right, let me see. And it don't want to work. All right, y'all gonna have to just look at it like that.
Oh wow! Yep.
Can y'all see it?
Yeah. Is that your house you were living at?
No, that is the picture where I purchased.
Oh, gotcha.
It was sitting in the guy's driveway that I bought it from.
That's
I know why it was doing that now, because it was this is going to be the best way to do this. So, any of you guys out there had any cool cars?
Pretty much been a truck man my whole life, so no cool cars.
I had a real cool Jeep Wrangler.
That'd be cool. I'd like to have a Jeep.
I would love to have a Jeep, yeah.
I think that might be the only thing I would trade my Hummer in for is a Jeep.
I might have a Jeep picture somewhere. I like my Jeep, but I'm old, got a bad back. Crawling in and out of it just didn't do me well.
Yeah.
I liked it. Me and Keisha and the family went to the Smoky Mountain. This is the truck. Well, it showed both my trucks, but that is the truck.
Oh, yeah.
When I graduated high school.
That's cool. Should have kept that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that baby. This is just like my very first car. This is not mine, but it's just like the first car I had.
Oh yeah.
Is that a Falcon?
Yeah.
63.
Ford Falcon.
Yeah, my dad had a Falcon. We actually were, let's see, how old was I? Around 10. And we were moving from Kansas to Texas because my dad's job got transferred. And we made it to Stillwater, Oklahoma, and it died. Like motor locked up, whatever. I don't know. I was a kid. I don't really remember. I just know it was like unfixable. And we were all stranded there. My brother was like 2, and I'm like 9, 10, whatever. So yeah, that was fun. Luckily, a really nice preacher saw us, I guess, and stopped and helped us. He helped us get a hotel room, and then he helped us find a car, believe it or not. And we ended up with this big green, puke green Pontiac Bonneville, I believe it was. Yeah, but I mean, it was a good riding car, but oh my gosh, that thing was hideously ugly green.
This was my graduation present to myself. It's a 1986 Honda Rebel. Let me see if I can find the others. I was going to show y'all what time we got. We got plenty of time.
Look at that beard, Gary. Kind of looks like yours, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Support a beard there. We'll just take time here and show pictures.
Yeah, we're just going through the photo albums.
Oh, there's our fur baby. That you guys.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how long it's going to take to get down here, but I'm scrolling.
His way text you some pictures to share.
Yeah, I got it. I'll pull them up here in just a second.
That's another shot of that beard. Look at that.
Wow.
Jerry, you just wished you had a beard as good as mine.
Look at that thing, man. Look at that. Look at the hair. Look at that. Some John Travolta stuff going on right there.
Right?
Still trying to figure out how I ever got her to marry me. Still a question.
Wow. I take a lot of pictures, guys.
Yeah. We used to. I don't do very many anymore.
Man. I didn't realize I had so many. Cars I bought and sold. Keisha's Auburn graduation. Thomas's high school graduation. Lordy mercy, I don't never find it.
That's what I get to do for fun now.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
All right. There's maybe a little better picture of the Porsche.
That's a nice car, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Wife, she bought a, I don't remember what year it was, but one of the Porsche 944s. It was an older when she bought it. I couldn't even get in the darn thing.
I may be wrong on the 9. I think it was a 986. I may be wrong. I'm not a Porsche guy. I just like it.
I can't fit in them.
I know it was a Sportster, that's for sure. It was the cheaper one. Because I
That was before I got my teeth fixed. So.
Well, Felix, you may not get to see my Jeep.
I get this. Oh, I thought you showed a Jeep once. Was it not yours?
Yeah, because it was yours and Keisha's sitting side by side.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing that. Yep.
I may have.
I didn't know you were looking for the picture of the Jeep, or I would have told you to stop because we already saw it.
Yep.
Well, it keeps you busy. It's kind of like when you give a dog a toy. It keeps them busy, sort of keeps them out of your hair.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what it does. When I get something on my mind, I'm just do my own thing.
Yep.
This is me and some of my running buddies back when I ran. Y'all see beast mode in the front?
Who's a little short guy there on the? Oh,
I think that's a little kid.
And that has only been like 3 years ago. That's 125 pound. Run 3 or 4 miles a day. Beast mode, Gary. Just saying.
Now you got a bad back because you ran 3 or 4
No,
miles a
I
day.
had a bad back when I was young. Actually, when I ran, I had less back problems.
So I have a question.
You always have questions.
Have a channel that kind of like almost seems to follow them around. I will comment on a channel's video, any other channel, it doesn't matter who it is, and then like a day or two later, this person from this other channel comments on my comment on that other person rather than making their own comment. Now, at first I thought, oh, it was an accident because I've done that. I've accidentally commented on somebody's comment thinking I'm making my own comment. But they do this quite regularly. Like right now I have like three comments where they've commented. And then when they comment on my videos, they actually go down the list and like comment on every single person's comment on my comments of my videos.
I'm confused as heck.
Is that weird though? I mean,
yeah.
Is it just me, or is that kind of odd that somebody would do that? Well, podcasts, that's what I'm kind of wondering. What is the deal? No, they're not negative comments. None of them are negative. It's not like that. It's just, it seems like everywhere I'm at, they comment on my comments. Yeah, you have, Dave, but it's not quite the same. This is quite regular. Yes, it's a channel.
I don't know.
It's starting to make me feel
weird, Felix.
It's starting to make me feel a little, I don't know, uncomfortable.
So, I told y'all.
Now you know how I feel.
I told y'all when I went to Africa the first time we went on a safari, and it was a lot better than the last few I've been on. I have the door open on the side of the vehicle taking this picture.
Well,
is that not awesome?
I can't hardly see it. It's too washed out. Oh, okay. Cool.
I opened the door. We were in a van. I slid the door open and took that picture. If that elephant had turned around, it would have been bad. It would have been very bad.
Okay, guys, I got to run. I'll catch you in a little bit.
Okay, Jerry.
I don't see you running, Jerry. So this was took. All right. So you see the giraffe in the background?
No. Oh, yeah, I do.
That looks like it's a long way. That's about 50 yards from me. And I have a video, if I can find it, of one of them giraffes coming out running straight towards me, and it sees me and turns. I don't see the video, but I got it somewhere. All of a sudden they're pointing at me because I have the video in like a selfie, and they point, and it's a giraffe running out of the woods. It sees me and turns and goes the other way. But all kind of cool pictures and videos looking through here. First time I've been, when I went to Africa, all kind of good stuff. Brings back a lot of memories. I'll tell y'all about my little brother. That's my little brother. He's actually my stepbrother. That's that sexy wife I'm married to.
Way out of your league.
You ain't kidding. I married way up.
I wasn't kidding.
Oh, cool. Let me So this is Commander Bacon. I don't know when this was. Let me see. I got some more here. Some of his toys. He said these were my babies, so I'm assuming he don't have those babies anymore. All right. Whew, we've done went through nearly 2 hours. Our epic RV adventure. I missed them coming in.
Well, I've been sitting here talking to him, but that's okay. I don't know if it's Michael or Shelley, but I'm getting advice about this. Yeah, I haven't hidden anything of theirs yet, only because, I mean, I've had some channels literally post their links or try to post their links in the comments. Hey, come watch my video, and I'm like, no, you're not going to do that on my channel. I don't do it on yours, so you're not going to do it on mine. But I have it where it's set up to block links. So if they do that, it goes in the spam or hide or whatever they call that folder. But unfortunately, these comments, yeah. See, I pay attention. Gary could care less who walks in the chat.
Well, I was looking for a picture for Felix.
Yeah.
I didn't know I showed it there before.
But these comments are a little,
wait a minute,
as you say, way more subtle. They're just like replying to the comments that are already there or whatever. So I don't know. It's annoying. It's kind of just, I don't know, creepy. Hey, Jerry's back.
So by the way, for those that just came in, if you want to see something that'll make you laugh till your stomach hurts, go back and watch our live stream from last night. Jerry had a hangover, and I am not lying. Am I lying, Felix? Jerry had a hangover. You have to go and see for yourself. That's all I want to say about that. If you need any more,
it was there. It was something.
If you need any more motivation to watch last night's live stream,
you're like cutting out.
I'm cutting out. Am I cutting out?
You hear me? Oh,
I'm cutting out?
Yeah, bad.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It usually connects to my truck so I can hear it through the speakers. It's not connecting. I'll just jump off here and let you guys finish up.
No, it's not you, Jerry.
Not me?
Yeah. Gary's having an issue.
I hear you fine, Jerry. And I hear me fine, and I hear Felix fine.
Yeah, I don't see you.
And on the live stream, I'm still on, so.
It was just like you were like freezing. You know, you're getting that crap.
I don't know. We lost Jerry.
Yeah, I don't know if he had a very good signal to start with there. You know, when he gets on his little drives, he doesn't always have such a good signal.
Ray said that everybody was good on his end. Did I say that out loud? I might not supposed to say that out loud. Oh man. So anyway, Jerry, we've got about 9 minutes to go, and we're gonna get out of here. I don't know where everybody's been today. We've not had hardly anybody here today. So,
well, maybe people actually decided to go to work today.
They may have.
Well, we may not like that, and some people may need to do that.
Texas family camping. Let me tell y'all what I have to start doing. I have to start looking at my comments more than once a week, because I went in yesterday morning, I think, catching up on my comments, and I had 2 or 3 trying to drop links to porn sites. And so, if y'all ever see any of that on my site, let me know, because I do comments about every 2 or 3 days, maybe every week, week and a half.
You need to go into your settings and check mark that little box that says that when links are added to the comments, they have to be approved. That way, it
don't allow links, but what it does, it timestamps stuff. So I don't know exactly how that's working. I think I've got it set up not to drop links, but what I'm saying is they'll have like a timestamp. Check out something, and it'll be, you know it's something bad, and so I hide it, and then there'll be like 5 other different channels doing the same thing. So anyway, my recommendation for anybody's channel, if you ever see somebody say check out my channel and a timestamp on it, that's not good. So click hide from channel, which it ain't going to do any good, because there's about 10 a week that does that to mine. Not 10 a week, but a bunch. I'm just going to have to start keeping up with my comments a lot quicker. I think, wasn't it one day that you guys texted me and said somebody wrote something bad on something?
On yours?
I thought it was on mine. Y'all had seen something bad, and I had to go in there and take it off.
I don't remember.
No, I'm thinking y'all.
It may have been Nettie that caught it. Anyway,
one of y'all took it off. As moderator, y'all can moderate the chat.
I think it was Nettie, because I don't pay attention to your comments and your.
Well, I don't know how that got caught.
I gotta keep up with my own comments, so.
Yeah, well, I think, like me, like when I leave a comment, I see the next 2 or 3, and that must have been how they seen it. I can't imagine going through. But now, sometimes I'll go through and look at different comments on other people's videos.
Oh, you see, our Epic, he said, go in and block links. That's what I said. You got to go in and make a setting to block links. I also have settings for specific words that it will block their comments, because there are some that they constantly will use the same words, so it'll automatically throw them in the spam instead of letting them be posted.
Yeah, see, I done got the links blocked. I thought I had, and I've got words too. Like I went through Richard Pryor's dictionary and typed them all in.
Yeah. But then I also added some others here recently because I don't want political posts, and I got a political post from someone, which really had nothing to do with my video. So I'm thinking they just wanted to start some crap. So I'm like, hey, I better add those words to my block list. So I did. I went and added some of those. So all the political parties are listed and abbreviations for those political parties, and the whole issue for this year health wise is listed in there, and because that's a big one too, I guess. So I've added a lot of them because
Texas family camp and have a Coke and a smile, Richard Pryor. I have like I said, let's go back to my teenage years. I was a big Richard Pryor fan. And back in the day, around here, I don't know about y'all, but...
Is that right now, Mimos? Did you see what she put?
On the live.
She left you a thank you comment on the live show. I'm assuming from last night. And there's a weird comment with pictures or something.
That was... I think I've done all.
The one you took care of this morning?
I didn't have any to take care of this morning. Let me look. I'll look right now. I'm on that page already. So
okay.
No, there's not nothing bad on here now. I hid like 3 yesterday morning. So that's probably one of the 3 she was talking about. And they were all from the same person. But because I hadn't hid them, they were able to keep doing that. So I'm going to be more observant of how they do it and see if I can't get that on a block feature somehow. I'm making sure, looking over. I don't have many that I've not. So most of the comments I have this morning are from my community post I made from last night's show. One of the comments is, "What the what?" So if y'all have not seen the community tab post, y'all need to go look at it. Oh, I love community tab. If you guys are not keeping up with that, y'all are missing so much. But anyway, I'll go back to my story. We got about 3 minutes. Here, the video rental business started here. I remember it starting with the disc. Y'all remember that the discs were made like a record album. They were square, and we rented the machine because we couldn't afford one. And you slid the disc in and you watched the movie. You actually rented the machine and the disc. If you rented so many discs, they would let you have the machine for free.
Are you talking about Laserdisc?
Yeah, the big. I'm not talking about the big square disc. I don't know what they were, but they had them in like a library format. You flip through them and you would rent the disc and the player. Some people owned their own player, but we didn't have the money to buy one. So
they were square.
Yeah, they were like square. Anyway, you'd rent them on Friday and you returned them on Monday. So you got them for the weekend. Anyway, I watched every Richard Pryor disc that was ever out. And but I was a teenager then. But yeah, so I put Richard Pryor's dictionary in my block word list. But I probably need to add a few other comedians, modern day comedians, to that list. But anyway, I hope you guys have had a great time.
I looked earlier. I didn't see if anybody was coming up after you. So I don't know.
Yeah, but bigger His Way Homestead. They was about like an album cover is what it was like. And those that don't know what an album cover is, I'm talking about records.
The only thing I remember is Laserdisc, but they were round like records. I mean, they looked just like records. And they were in a square like album cover, but you pull it out and it was round like a record. That's the only thing I remember. I don't remember anything square.
These things we had, you slid the whole thing in.
That sounds like a big old floppy disk.
But this was Yeah, it looked like a giant floppy disk, but it was like an album. You know, it's the size of an album.
That's weird.
The whole thing in. Hidway said they were big. Yep. Jerry, do you remember the big square disc you had the movies on them? You slid it in the machine.
I'm
sure y'all had them.
The big square disc.
Well, it wasn't. It was a big square movie thing. It was like a gigantic disc. Anyway, we had them here at the local movie place. We'd rent them, and I think technically they were discs, but you had to slide the whole thing in. It was a big square thing. The disc was on the inside. So, I remember when the VHS came out, there was VHS and Beta, and everybody was gambling on which one was going to make it. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah. I
remember that.
Wasn't it Disney that went with VHS, and that's why VHS made it?
Yeah, it could have been.
It was the way Disney was going to go that decided who made it.
I remember we had a video store that rented either one.
Yeah, we could rent either one.
And I remember I had a couple of friends that they went Beta, and probably shouldn't have. I'm sure their parents regretted that.
Once me and Tammy got our first house built, one of the first things we bought was a brand new RCA VCR. And man, we kept that thing probably for 15 years or longer.
Okay, so His Way Home said they were laser discs. The rentals had square covers, but the actual disc was round.
Well, you slid the whole thing in the thing, though.
Well, yeah, but it was like a record. It wasn't square.
We didn't take it out.
Square.
Well, no, ours was, what I remember was square. I'll have to try to pull it up. I actually could have bought some trade day the other day. That's why I say that.
I've never heard of a giant floppy disk movie, so the covers were square, but the record or the disc was round like a record. Anyway, I'm not finding anybody coming up next, so I guess everybody or something. I don't know, but
Jerry has set up the camera, which would be cool, but I've got to go.
Okay, bye everybody.
I just trained down here. See ya.
Jerry, you go live with yours.
They're just doing some training. I got to meet the inspector down here to make sure we get the okay to burn this thing on Friday. So I got to get him out of here first. So we'll see you guys later.
All right, guys. I got to get out of here too. Thanks everybody for coming. We've had fun. It's been a blast. CEDs. AY not 8 said they were called CEDs. Home laser disc didn't have the cover. I don't even remember those. I'm gonna have to pull it up and show y'all tomorrow, I guess. I could have bought some. Somebody had some at the trade day the other day. I wish I'd have bought one just to show you guys. But I don't need no more junk to have to get rid of.
You're supposed to be getting rid of stuff, not collecting new.
Yeah. All right. See y'all guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Glorious Life on Wheels. Y'all be here. And go watch last night's live too. You'll laugh. See ya.
Bye.